Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for sharing your precious time with me. The voice and manner may be a little different today because some criminal broke into our storeroom last night, broke down the door and stole Dragon Man's bicycle. The cops came, I had to go buy a new security gate and door. And I tell you guys, there are days I just want to stay in bed. Anyway, let's leave that alone. My builder is already busy putting up the new door and a security gate. A new car motor gate will go up tomorrow, and so on and so on. A neighbor also gifted us 2 window alarms. Okay, so let's talk about the royals and the not so royals. And today I want to criticize someone I actually like, someone I appreciate and support. But it is what it is. Neil Sean had now brought us a story of Harry wanting to come back and help his father with the cancelled royal tours. Allegedly, he offered to do New Zealand and Tonga for the king. Well, I don't think it should even be a matter for debate. It should not and cannot be allowed. The monarchy cannot and should not dispatch a self-confessed addict out to represent the crown. And how do you dispatch someone to represent the king, the country, and the crown if that person slandered the king, his subject, and his country? Is Harry too stupid to actually realize that? And look, I may not have much trust in King Charles, but I sincerely do not think he is stupid. I also do not think William will have any of it. If King Charles needs to send someone to represent him, he can dispatch Edward and Sophie or the Duke of Gloucester and his wife. Harry is not needed, and such an embarrassment cannot go out on display. There is no way. So why Neil Sean even brought it up and presented it as if it could maybe happen, I don't know. It would make fools out of everyone if Harry should suddenly, after all that has transpired, be pushed to the forefront. Whether it is even true, I don't know. But, I can imagine Harry offering to travel the world on his father's behalf. I can see him taking a chance and offering to do that. But I cannot imagine the king entertaining the thought for longer than 1 to 3 minutes. Let's say that rumor is thoroughly debunked. I'm sure Sophie and Edward, Duke of Gloucester and his wife, will make wonderful representatives for the king, the crown, and the country. Today's video will be short, but having said what I just said about Harry, it has been a while since we revisited Meghan Markle's mental health and Harry's mental health issues, and in particular how Meghan's mental health issues and her personality disorders plays into Harry's pre-existing problems. It is my belief, and some clever people have actually confirmed that my beliefs are indeed a possibility. But anyway, it's my belief that Harry is stuck emotionally in his early teens. Let's be fair here. We can guess, but we will never know exactly what kind of trauma he suffered when his mother died. Now, take a little 13-year-old entitled little rotter like Harry and give him the news that his mother, the one person, maybe the only person he ever really adored at that point in his life, had actually died. Then there is no one to fawn over him. This is not a normal, average woman who died a normal death. It was a beautiful, much loved, yet controversial woman whose fame spread to the furthest corner of the world. So there was really not much time to spend with Harry. The Queen had to give a public statement. Charles and the Spencers had a funeral to arrange. The only person available to support the boys was Prince Philip. And he tried. He really did. But for William, the strength of the other male members of the family was indeed a help and a support. But Harry needed the hugs and the kisses and the, oh, my poor boy. I think Harry wanted to be the main character in the death of his mother, and he wasn't. I mean, no one was. Diana was such an icon that her funeral was indeed all about Diana. So I think Harry felt adrift, alone, a square peg in a round hole. I understand that, and I can see how the trauma may have affected him. But now it appears it was even worse than we thought. It appears the trauma was so great that Harry suffers from stunted emotional growth. When it comes to Meghan, I think she had a similar path to follow. We know that more or less from the age of 9 to 11, Meghan had very little contact with her mother, and we were told that for a few years she actually had no contact with her mother. Now, this happened more or less when a girl needed her mother or an adult female role model more than ever before. So, indeed, we do not know what internal trauma little Rachel suffered at the time. Maybe she learned to lie and manipulate as a result of her mother's absence. We also know Mr. Markle tried and he overcompensated and spoiled Meghan into the ground. Narcissism has no known cause, but I think Meghan's early teenage years may just be a fine example of a scenario or scenarios which can cause mental health issues and personality disorders. I do, however, also think that Meghan, like Harry, portrays stunted emotional development. I think, like Harry, she is emotionally and on a maturity level stuck between the age of 11 and 14. Okay, so here we have two people, all right, who are emotionally stuck and whose maturity levels are somewhere between 11 and 14. These two people are not only in a close relationship, but both of them have, number one, mental health issues like depression, etc. Number two, personality disorders like narcissism, and one or both may be a sociopath. The one is also a habitual liar, and the other an empath. So he agrees with everything she says, even if he knows full well that she is lying. Now, that is already dysfunctional enough. But, okay, it is also all old news. But imagine these two people in a room, both mentally ill, narcissistic, sociopath, habitual liars. The one is not too bright either. And then, like the cherry on top, they both like drinking, and the both of them enjoy weed and other drugs. And I'm sorry, you guys, and I'm sorry, King Charles, sorry, William, but this is a lethal combination, very lethal. And yes, I mean it in the fullest sense. I think both Harry and Meghan can become violent and irrational. The other issue is that the more Meghan misbehaves, the more Harry retreats back into adolescence, until we have a scenario where it is no longer husband and wife disagreeing, but Meghan emulating her mommy, shouting, threatening, swearing, and Harry becoming the little boy who is being scolded. When an outsider or an outside entity questions this, Harry would try and cover it up by becoming the court jester. This has now played itself out for nearly 6 years, and I would not be surprised if there is a measure of insanity in both Harry and Meghan. And I'm not talking about playful craziness. No, no, no. I'm talking about full-scale paranoia, delusions, and all kinds of paranoia and delusions. Delusions of grandeur, impertinence, and all of it in the extreme. At this point, and with all due respect to other creators, it is my opinion that anyone who even talks about or even considers Harry and Meghan, or just Harry, walking back into the monarchy, even under the guise of helping out, is actually playing right into Meghan and Harry's hand and giving them the publicity they seek, and is indeed furthering their false narrative, and is definitely trying to gaslight us and desensitize us against Harry coming back. And I suggest they don't do it, because it may backfire badly, because I'm still looking at polls and I'm still reading comments, and I can still tell you that the public, British and American, those who are royalists, do not want Harry back as a full-scale royal. They don't. He does not deserve to live in a castle. He does not deserve that kind of protection. He does not deserve the luxury or the job. People do not trust Harry anymore. Anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll get down to some nitty-gritty again. So until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.